May I encourage you tonight as you listen to the program, because we're singing in a number of different languages, and I think I have found that we all enjoy working in a number of languages. Not only does it not only do some of the great composers of the world write in other languages than English, but also I think it really, in our little way, brings our globe together a little bit, where we can taste a little bit of the languages of some other land, and I think that's a very important side benefit as well. This next piece features all kinds of soloists. I hope you can find them throughout the choir, because they sort of come in and out here. And it's a beautiful little Baroque cantata by Antonio Caldara, Lauda Anima. By Sylvia one day, and she just got up and sort of took over the class. And the concert choir, they paid better attention to her than they've ever paid to me. And it was really wonderful. We gave her a round of applause then, and let's give her another round of applause. I really enjoy having Mallory Blank in class, although she's only been in high school choir for a half of a year as well. She's been busy doing other things, and but I think it's been obvious that she's enjoyed this semester, and I really like her in class because she laughs at my jokes. See, everyone else has heard them enough. I guess, you know, they're just kind of old, but Mallory hasn't heard them all yet, so I really appreciate her smiling. Keeps me on my toes. If I'm standing in front of the class right now teaching, he's right here. Now he's right here for a reason, but the reason has turned into the fact that he just sort of keeps a running dialogue through the rehearsal. T.J. Swiger. Is a young woman. I don't think I checked in with her tonight, but as of just a few hours ago, she could barely speak. I'm not sure that she added very much vocally to tonight's concert, but she has in the past, and she always adds her sparkling personality and an eternal smile. Emily Casey. Although he certainly has gotten a lot of experience in the past year and a half. I remember him at when he was trying to prepare for City of Angels auditions, and he came in and had never sung before, and I sort of took him through that, and that was sort of the beginning. That was the launch, and he's really, I think, loved singing. This is obvious in everything he does, shows me, and tells me, and so I'm awfully glad that music could be a part of his life in these last year and a half. This last year. Ben Conop has been elusive in his out his freshman year, in his sophomore year, out his junior year, in his senior year. So we don't know where he's going next, but he's a great guy, and I'm glad that he was able to spend his senior year with us singing. Another rather latecomer to, I hate this term, but there's not a better term, to legitimate singing. I mean, I don't know what that's opposed to, but I guess stage singing, theater singing, and singing more classical literature. This is a girl that you've enjoyed in the musicals, able to belt out a song, but then also having the sweetest, most beautiful soprano light voice that you ever want to hear. And Becky Othout. Another slippery character. Luke Gerke has been in choir at the beginning of his years in high school, and 2 years in choir, and then 3 years in choraleers. And this guy sings a lot, and I know that we all have enjoyed him in the musicals, and most especially in Pirates of Penzance. It was just a terrific experience for all of these young people, and it sure was fun to see Luke and Ellie up there doing their thing. People. Do they look a little more tired as we get through the list here? Meredith Turalski has been in concert choir for 3 years. She is another one of these eternally cheerful people. I think it's sincere all the way down, and she always has a smile for everyone in the hallway and in class. And she's involved in a million things, and I don't know how she does it and stays happy, but she does it, and I think that's a real treasure for her. Sung for 3 years. Julie is an excellent musician, probably based on some violin background in her past, and has really been a very conscientious and dedicated choir member up there on that top row with all those other blondes. And she really has done a wonderful job, and we'll miss her very much. This man admitted in public that Cambiata Chorus changed his life. He said, I believe once I think this was in public, wasn't this? In some public circumstance that he took Cambiata Chorus just because he had to. And then he sort of came upon singing. And if there's anyone in choir to watch as an example for how to participate fully and completely in rehearsals and be on top of things and demonstrate perfect singing posture and attention at all times, it's Jeff Dashbach. And Jeff, I'm really going to miss you. I should tell you in the meantime that this senior class is the first class in my teaching career where I have taught them, some of them at least, all the way from 7th grade through senior year. I've never stayed at any job that long before. But some of these guys have sung with me for 6 years, and that's a long time. I think I might be one of the only teachers that a student can have every day for 6 years. I don't know what that means, but anyway. Brent Niggemeyer has been in concert choir for 4 years, and I remember seeing his name on as a freshman on the class list, and he had never sung before, and I thought, well, I don't know this guy. What's this going to be like? Well, he and Jeff are the dynamic duo and are, again, I have to say, kind of perfect choir students. And their attention and intensity and seriousness of purpose, really serious about this music making, has been really gratifying to me to watch as a teacher. So, congratulations. Erica Newcomer has been in choir for 4 years. And while probably her more visible musical life is with the flute and with the Ottawa Hills Flute Choir, and she's a very accomplished flutist and obviously has played for us in the first piece that we did. Erica has been a very dedicated member of choir for all these years, and we wish her luck in her future. With 4 years in concert choir and 1 year in choraleers, we'll just set that aside for a while. I just am here to tell you that the theater, the auditorium at Ottawa Hills High School, will probably implode next year because Dan Finkel is not here. Now, I really am teasing about that. He's been training some very sharp younger guys to take his place, but he has really been sort of Mr. Auditorium at our school. I don't know how to turn the lights on. I'm always hoping that he's around to help me do that. And I just have to tell you that Dan is one of these 6-year guys, I think. Isn't that right? And in 7th grade, Mrs. Finkel, where are you? Yeah. There were a few calls home every once in a while about Dan, and he just sort of hung in there, and he's really come a long way, and he's just a delightful human being, and so helpful, so incredibly helpful, and he never says no. He just never says no if you ask him for help, and what more can you say about a person? That's a really great thing to say about a person. So Dan Finkel. So that amounts to one heck of a lot of singing over the years, and it's obvious by their talent and their personalities on stage and their excellent musicianship and leadership. You already heard many times in the last couple of weeks the wonderful voice of Allie McDaniel, and we'll see her name in lights someday, won't we? Allie McDaniel. I remember seeing Jo Ross in her 6th grade brown bag chorus concert and thought, well, there's some talent here. And that has always been true. And she is a very intelligent, purposeful, dependable person with a great sense of humor and a keen intellect. And I really like just sitting and talking to Jo, and I hope she'll come back and we'll chat for a while someday, after you're gone. Finally, last but not least, in our series of diehards here, 4 years in concert choir and 3 years in choraleers, Andy Weiner, who is a very pleasant human being, and I think if I were a high school student, I would like to be one of Andy Weiner's friends. Andy, thanks very much. Oh, I love surprises.
As Mr. Whitley said, when we came into 7th grade, it was his first year, or his year. He came back to Ottawa Hills the year that we entered 7th grade. And so we've been with him all the way through. He's given us many wonderful experiences, like singing the Mozart Requiem with the Toledo Symphony and the peristyle, Bach Magnificat, even like comparing Argyle Saxon coming in the choir. the trip to Toronto, just stuff like that. And we'd like to thank you for 6th grade.
Thank you. Well, there was this little arrangement today before choir that all the seniors just sort of disappeared outside, and I knew something was up. Look at this. This is great. Thanks for 6 great years, Mr. Whitley, and a wonderful picture taken just today. There's your face. That's wonderful. Thanks very much. Nice hair, Brad. You'll have to come up and see this after the We will close our program with a song that might have to be renamed soon, and I think the whole world is happy about this. This is a South African freedom song that is entitled Freedom is Coming, and maybe one day we can say freedom has come. At least everybody's on the right track. Thanks so much for coming and bearing with the heat. I think it's probably cooler outside, so rush outside after you're done. Thanks very much. Yeah. Freedom, Last year, and this year I introduced it to the concert choir. It's just a great, very infectious tune. We sang quite a few madrigals this year, and maybe I should define that for some people who might not know what that term means. And that refers to, see, it's a multi-word definition here. It's an a cappella, secular piece of music written for a small group of singers. Generally, madrigals are performed by a group probably not a lot larger than this, written in the Renaissance, and usually dealing with, in a lighthearted way, with the subject of love or springtime. This next piece is entitled, Hark All Ye Lovely Saints Above, and deals with Cupid and his arrow.
Hark all ye lovely saints above, Diana hath agreed with love, his fiery weapon to remove. Hark all ye lovely saints above, Diana hath agreed with love, his fiery weapon to remove. Do you not see how they agree then cease their ladies? Why weeping? Why weeping? Do you not see how they agree then cease their ladies? Why weeping? Why weeping?
story is that two women are gossiping over the back fence about how handsome their respective husbands are. And they talk about the fact that he does the housework and he feeds the chickens, and at one point you actually hear the chickens get into the conversation in French, singing Coco Coco Day, and it's a very delightful piece, and it's awfully fun to sing. And please excuse our copies, we never quite memorized it, but we thought we needed to perform it at least once this year. Anyone in the group wanting to perform anything tonight, that they just come up and tell me, and we'll put them in on the program, because there's a lot of talent that you don't often hear individually, and there often isn't an opportunity in regular concerts, which get to be a certain length anyway. So several people have volunteered to perform for you tonight. I'm just delighted that you'll be able to hear a few, and Jeff Ashcroft is the first. Jeff is going to sing for you the piece that he prepared for solo and ensemble contest. We didn't have many people participating in this competition this year because it happened to fall on the long President's Day weekend, and so only a few participated. Jeff was one of them, and I wish you could all come to these contests sometime, because I'd really be amazed and delighted at the amount of talent and the hard work that goes into preparing a song and getting up the courage to do this in front of anyone, and especially someone who's rating you and ranking you. But this is entitled Bright as the Ring of Words, a text by Robert Louis Stevenson, and beautiful music by the British composer Ralph Vaughan
Bright is the ring of words when the right man brings them. Fair the fall of songs when the singer sings them. Still they are caroled and said, on wings they are carried. After the singer is dead, and the maker buried. Oh, as the singer lies in the
the Sky from the musical Pippin. And we'd like to sing that for you.
Everything has its seasons, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goals. People like the way dreams have us sticking to the soul. Thunder comes after rain, winter comes after fall. Sometimes I feel I'm not after anything at all. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. And maybe some misty day you'll waken to find me gone. If far away you'll hear me singing to the dawn. And you'll wonder if I am happy there, a little more than I've been. And the laughter will come back to you like laughter on the wind. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky.
A little tiny star. Bye bye, Luli, Luli. Oh, sisters, too, how may we do? For to preserve this day, this poor youngling for whom we do sing. Bye bye, Luli, Luli. Herod the king in his raging charged he hath this day his man of might in his own sight. All young children to slay. And woe is me, poor child, for thee. And evermore and day, for thy parting neither say nor see. Bye bye, Luli,
So we left. And the 5 people that were in that car, well, I might be exaggerating slightly, we were going over to Crosby Gardens to sing. On the way, the three cars or so got completely lost. We got there, found 4 people who had been there at 1 o'clock, but by the time we were supposed to perform, we had about 10 people there out of 24. Well, they delayed a little bit, we had some extra time, and we regrouped and sort of walked into the performance like this. It turned out to be the best performance of the entire year. It had no right to be good at all, and it turned out to be the best. Go figure. I don't know how things like that. But, and we also sang in the blood donor room at the American Red Cross, and had to kind of revive a few people here and there. Very interesting. And a really nice thing that we did this year for the first time, and I hope that we're invited to do it again, is sing at the lights at the zoo before the holidays. We had a beautiful night that added to the fun of that night. That was a really great evening. We made television that night. We made history. We'll continue our program now. Yes. This piece, when we first started it, all the guys, well, the basses complained, this is too high. How do you expect us to sing this? Well, they still complained. They groaned tonight when I told them that this was on the program. But this was a very kind of significant moment this year. I'm talking about the piece, Come to My Garden, from The Secret Garden. And I think although it's high, I will not forget when we sang this for Stephen Yossi's funeral. And this was not a piece that Helen Yossi was familiar with. I described it to her, and the fact that it describes not only all these beautiful flowers, but how the garden is a place of rest and comfort and safety.
Clusters of roses, purple and gold, blankets of daisies, all from the lilies and iris.
said, well, what would you like to sing? She said, I have 12 million songs I would like to sing. I said, well, I think we could probably find one. And she said, I've always wanted to do this. And she said, if I had my dream, I'd play Eponine in Les Mis. And do you think I could possibly sing out here, on my own? I said, well, I think probably you could sing. So this is Becky O'Cott singing On My Own from Les Mis. did this on the spring concert. Most of you have heard this before. This is Placido e il mare andiamo, a Mozart opera chorus. Just a beautiful thing that's really fun to sing, and I'm really happy that the choirs like this because I think it's a very good piece of music. Actually, it was much worse than that. Being very polite. Now, on our first world tour, on our little yellow school bus as we traveled hither and yon, we had to bring along an electric keyboard because at the hotel we had to rehearse and there was no piano.
I celebrate the meal to come.
my own tomorrow, when I shall embody the earth, and I'll serenade Venus, I'll serenade Mars, and I'll burn with the fire of 10 million stars, and in time, we will all be
That dancing looks very familiar. It was recorded by James Taylor, and I kind of got the idea from my wife, who had done it with a high school choir in the past, and I rearranged it for this group, and it's a very nice piece, and talks about a lot of good things in life. This is called That Waits a Road. Thank you very much for coming tonight. It's great to see you here in a lovely environment. I've never seen what this all looks like. And have fun at the party.
something interesting.
Hi. How are you?
So, Carrie, what did you think of this concert?
It was just wonderful, and I thought that just the way I was dancing was just an incredible addition to the choir. And I thought you did a really good job. It was so cool. I've never heard that song, but I really liked it.
Thank you.
And
Some wise words. Close up of
I
Carrie.
felt like I was gonna puke the whole time.
Oh, really? Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it because you were singing a song?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I'm supposed to find seniors.
So you know, just give them a link right over.
I'm filming from the Gurkies.
That's what friends are.
Say something.
I remember.
What?
That was mine. You make sure that was mine.
We're just reminiscing. You had
Say something meaningful for graduation.
I love when it gets hot.
Best wishes are yours. Do you want me to videotape you guys taking your picture?
Jeff, say hi.
How you doing, Julie?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
All right.
Enough pictures today.
Getting it together here. This is pretty good.
Like sing or something.
No line. No line. No line.
Ben, I like your new dude. I think it's great.
Hi, Ben. Say hi to the camera.
Somebody else could kneel. Somebody could kneel.
Hi, Dr. Burson.
Oh, hush now.
Karen, if yours comes out good, you want copies. Definitely circulate copies.
Quickly though.
This is very
You know, Allie, you want to run to the car and get the camera?
No.
Smile, seniors.
There's enough cameras.
Somebody is going to have a snapshot.
Somebody is going to take thousands of prints of this one.
1, 2, 3. We'll just sort of. 1. Okay, now I have to change films. I have a light.
We're impressed.
You'd like to see my lawnmower.
That was attractive.
Get one picture here.
I mean, I stumbled on my best man's name. My best friend. Yes, she knows. I don't know.
Now what's
I
great
just,
after
but I mean, it's really good. His name and our
This side, I just want to make sure this one comes out.
He has to be in it.
tonight's guest soloist.
That's right, tonight's guest soloist.
I think Steve. I think Steve should sit in the chair. Like everybody around.
I know. There we go.
This is your route.
This is a trick phrase. When you're always miserable, it starts to be that way.
How far are we going? Oh, until we run out of time.
Chris, do your famous juggling show.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on.
I get a couple tries though.
Okay.
That one over there is
All right. Oh. All right, that's one try. Can you get 5 going?
Yeah, I can get him going.
Let's see it.
5.
Go for it, Joe.
The steak.
Hey Lucas, you gonna play this round?
Vive la France! Vive la France!
Here's the shot.
Voilà la cochonnée. Et voilà Christophe, joueur de boules extraordinaire. Oh!
Yes, applauses.